Title 17 U.S. Code 512F provides penalties for the deliberate misrepresentation of copyright infringement. The owners and authors of this video, the common denominator, and the Paramystic Broadcast Channel are a nonprofit 501c3 exempt organization and believes in good faith that it constitutes educational fair use, as per Title 17 U.S.C. 107. Persons, agencies, attorneys, and or social media algorithms filing a false or frivolous Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint may be subject to civil liability. Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, viewer discretion is advised.
How's everybody doing on this Tuesday?
Hello, everybody.
Dang, Sally, it got dark there quick tonight, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I'll be glad when it's 8 o'clock and still sunlight again. So,
me too. It helps my lighting situation so much. Hello, Rain. How are you?
Hey, Ruth. How are you doing? Hello, Rain.
Hey, Miss Ruth. I missed you, honey.
Yeah, Ruth. Where have you been? Hey, Joe. Joe, come back today, too. You missed it last week, Joe.
Hey, we missed you.
And Rain, everybody coming in. Give them time to come in. We're going to try to see about some conspiracy theories tonight. So.
Oh, yeah, we've got a doozy for you, too.
Yeah, with everybody coming into the country and trying to get people voting and everything else. So, you know.
But before we go there, we have got a huge shout out to two beautiful ladies and who are one of President Trump's biggest supporters. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you, Miss Ruth.
There we go. So you want to do the shout out?
Yeah, let's give the shout out to these two beautiful ladies. You may or may not, whoops, wrong one. I put them in two different spots. You might remember Miss Diamond and Miss Silk. Regrettably, we lost Miss Diamond due to some diabetic health issues. However, Miss Silk is still carrying on. And you will see at the top that Diamond and Silk have their own bill, HR 3218, on the House floor. I think that's it right there. And it is regarding the U.S. federal government funding cities with taxpayer money. So if you have the opportunity, call your senators, call your congressmen, and tell them to support this bill to save our tax money.
Very much so. Because I don't think they should be doing that at all.
Absolutely not. And these two ladies have been great champions for voters and people everywhere, and they work very hard to educate the population.
And she is still carrying on, so that's
she is still carrying on. You can find her over on Getter. You can find her on YouTube, not as much, but she is on Getter.
Yeah, she's getting kind of shadow banned, even though YouTube claims they don't do that.
Yeah, right. We know that's
call 'em and-
bullshit.
Because I know some people over on YouTube.
Wait a
They get
minute,
shadow
that's a
banned.
conspiracy theory.
Oh, wait a minute, yeah. Call
Even
YouTube
though
and
I've
ask
been
them
getting
about it.
emails
You
that
call
say
YouTube
it
and ask them
is,
about it.
yeah.
And they say, we'll have to get back to you on that. And then they
But they send me the emails letting me know.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, bad
What?
intro.
Hey, bad intro. Whoops. Where'd you go? There you go. Hey, bad intro. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Eric.
I don't know Eric. Is it? Is he one of
Eric
your fans?
is a friend of mine. He's one of my
Oh,
fellow
okay.
truck drivers. Longtime friend.
Oh, okay. Hey, Eric. Nice to meet you. Or see
So
you.
I'm glad y'all could join us tonight. We are just gonna see if we can get in trouble again.
Yeah,
It's been a
it
while.
happens.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Huge shout out to JB.
Oh, we have a special tribute to him later on. You're
Yeah,
gonna
we
love
do.
it.
Yes,
So stick
we do.
around. Stick around.
I'm trying to get all my
Oh.
videos up here. So where'd my video go? Oh, I guess I have it in the chat instead. You want to start off with old Miss Huckabee?
Oh yes, let's go to Mr. Huckabee's show. Anybody knows about Joe Huckabee and his show. And he has a United States representative on his show, and she is letting the cat out of the bag. But it's all conspiracy theories as far as anybody knows. So roll that beautiful Bean Huckabee footage.
Let's see what we got here. So here is old Miss Huckabee. Of course, it's a reel, so
Well, congratulations on a vacate.
Good job.
Yes, you most certainly do. Want to stay tuned for this special tribute. You're going to love it.
So here we go. Here's Miss Huckabee. Oops, let me get your screen off there, Sally.
Well, that's his representative. That's not Miss Huckabee.
Oh,
But she's on Mike Huckabee's show.
Yeah, what was I thinking?
And this is a very short clip.
Yeah, Sally usually sends me really long ones.
Why are they doing this? Yeah. One, I think Democrats want to reimagine America. Long term, they're looking at the 10 million people who've already kind of entered our country illegally over the last 3 years as potential voters. But short term, just go as far as California. Yvette Clarke, a Democrat congresswoman, was talking about how many people are exiting their state. They're going to places like Texas. They're going to places like Florida. Do the math. They need more people in their district to be able to keep their seats. So the 10 million people that have come over already represent 14 new congressional districts. 14. It's about 700,000 people that we each represent. So when you do the math on the 10 million, it's about 14 new seats. Where are they going to go? California. They're going to go to New York. They're going to go to Illinois to make up the difference of the people who are leaving. This is all about Democrats maintaining those congressional seats and maintaining control. And they don't care the fact that we've had 100,000 people who have been killed by fentanyl. They don't care about the moms and the families that are being killed by DUI drivers who should never be in this country, the murders, the rapes, the child trafficking, the sex trafficking. They don't care about that. It is all about control. People keep asking why.
Oh yeah, there's the truth.
Yep, and we've been saying that for a while as far as them doing that. And they're pretty much trying to, it seems to me anyway, that they're pretty much just trying to replace everybody with migrants, be able to, like she said, being able to try to get more congressional seats in there. And that will topple over or counterbalance all these people leaving. And the people leaving probably wouldn't vote for them anymore, even if they were still there, because can you blame them? For one.
And we have evidence of that in Chicago when they're telling all the Democrats are telling everybody to vote red this time to get all the Democratic seats evicted.
And I agree with you, bad intro. It seems like that was super obvious since 2020, but it seems like a lot of people still don't get it until their whole yard's being taken up with migrants living in them and stuff like that. And once again, if you come over and come in the right way, that won't happen. But a lot of these, I think, like right now, you can tell it's a voting year because they're already trying to come up with the gun violence again. They're doing everything again, and then some of these videos I found, they are from a couple of months ago to 8 months ago. And
you're absolutely right, Eric. And it's and besides that, when they bring an illegal in, they don't have to pay them a state minimum wage because they are not a U.S. citizen.
Well,
think about that. They can cut the wages.
Let's just give them more rights then,
Let's give them a right to vote.
Yes, let's give them a right to vote. That sounds like a wonderful idea.
And we've already had reports from people that are working the border that are getting to actually talk to these migrants, that the ones who are willing to vote Democrat or support the Democrat cause are getting the nice cushy rides to these cities, and the ones who are not are getting sold in or traded into the sex trafficking and the human trafficking aspect of the situation.
Yep. And now
that's not fair to them.
Well, I guess it's coming to light more to where they're just getting dropped. Like California now is just taking them out and dropping them off at places. So, and guess what? That'd be more congressional seats in those places. So,
well, it's not just that, they're all these cities are hollering and screaming for, federal funding.
Yeah, and plus they can't even find people to work there. So let's replace them with, give them work passport, work visas or whatever, and let's just,
Yeah, well, we're sending all of our federal funds over to Ukraine.
Yep.
Iran, Israel. Maybe not so much Israel anymore. Seems like Joe Biden's jumped on the bandwagon over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because he's afraid of losing
that's
more
a conspiracy theory too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Looks more and more truthful.
Yeah,
but if you go back to look at the time the first migrants ended up in Chicago, New York. Let's see. See if I can find that. Which was what? August? I can't see it. This is horrible. Chad, find it for me.
All right, I'll find it for you. Let's see. Was it this one?
I think it was August 2020, 2020, 22, 22.
I need to go get glasses. Oh, no, that's another.
Oh, no, that's a good one. These are all jumbled up.
Yeah, Sally jumbled it all up for us.
No,
well, there's whenever Mayor Adams, so it must be this one here. Oh, that was when he got sued. No.
Yeah, that's when he got sued, and this is already.
Dang,
we just.
There's when Governor Abbott first announced the first butts and that was
August 5th, 2022. Year and a half
ago. So let's see if I can find the story. We're all jumbled up today, everybody. We might have to cut this stream short, maybe just for.
No wonder I can't see it's on the wrong one.
This Tuesday feels like a Monday to me.
And then, and what is that? October 7th, the Mayor Eric Adams declares a state of emergency over influx of migrants.
Yep.
Ooh, let's think about that. And then we go over here to, I think it's this one. Trump announces his presidency in November 15th. Hello, Ryan.
Oh, that's Running with Scissors.
Oh, that's Running with Scissors. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's she said Chad and guest. That's not my guest, that's my co-host. So
So
So yeah, that's Mama Sally. I've known her for
So,
about.
you know,
4 years, probably.
there's a line of events right there.
Did you ever call me Mo back?
Well, now we got the jury convicted him. $455 million, I believe, is what it totaled up to be.
Yeah,
But he can't go ahead and, what's the word I'm looking for, Chad?
I don't
Appeal
know.
it. He can't appeal it because New York changed the appeals ruling last year that he has to come up with $455 million up front before he can appeal it. Well, now the mayor of New York, and I didn't find the title for it, has said, oh, we're going to give $1,000 to a family of 4 migrants every month for them to live off of.
That's more than I can get from welfare. If I wanted to be on
That's
welfare,
not food stamps. That is a gift card. But
Right.
they have to promise they have to spend it on diapers and household supplies that don't apply to food stamps.
I think people on welfare are supposed to promise that too with the cash money they can
People
get
on
too.
welfare don't get that extra $1,000 a month out of our tax, out of President Trump's contributory funds from the lawsuit. Do we see where this is going?
Oh yeah. Before we even move on to that though, I just wanted to share some other stories. This is from 8 months ago. Okay. So this is from New York, since we were talking about New York. It was on the 5 o'clock news. Let me unmute it. Here we go.
An appeals court hearing arguments about whether people who live permanently in the city but aren't U.S. citizens should be able to vote in local elections.
A law granting them voting rights was approved back in 2021 for a group of Republicans in the city. Boxside Schmidt walked through the details of the case.
Diana Woojum Park and her family immigrated from Korea when she was 1 year old. It has been decades, and her parents cannot vote. She and other immigrant advocates are hoping a New York State Supreme Court judge will reinstate the city law allowing non-citizens to vote in city elections.
This is for a pathway to citizenship and for our rights.
City Council passed the law in 2021, giving about 900,000 legal permanent residents, as well as people authorized to work in the United States, the right to vote in local elections. Republican Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella, along with some Republicans on both the state and federal level, sued the city to prevent the law from being enacted, and a Staten Island judge ruled in their favor.
Very simply, it's unconstitutional, and we think the city council overreached.
Now the city is fighting in court to try and overturn the judge's ruling.
They've served on the front lines during the pandemic, and they continue to serve our communities day in and day out. Plain and frankly, they deserve the opportunity to vote in local elections.
We believe in our civic duty to participate in a democratic society, and one that includes voting.
Fossella says he and some fellow Republicans are also concerned about how the voting law could eventually impact migrants and asylum seekers currently flooding into New York.
What's to stop migrants from being allowed to vote? And if local elections are determined by, in some cases, a few hundred votes, thousands of people who shouldn't vote to begin with can alter the outcome of an election.
Now, as for a resolution in this case, I am being told the judge will be issuing a ruling in a few months. In Brooklyn Heights, Brooklyn, Linda Schmidt, Fox 5 News.
Which gives more validity to the representative from the Mike Huckabee show that it's not a conspiracy theory.
That's exactly
How
what I'm
stupid
saying.
do they
So that
think
was
we
8 months ago. Yeah. Well, I mean, you seen that had to be
Let's
challenged.
think about it.
And that was 8 months ago. So, you know, you're trying to go ahead and give, and it's saying permanent residents. So you come and claim asylum. That means it'd be a permanent resident. And they're saying people with work passes can vote because and then you stood on the front line during COVID. You know, okay.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was standing on the front. My wife stood on the front line during COVID. I bet you there's a lot of felons
I stood on the
out
front
there
line of COVID too. I was out
And-
making sure food was delivered to grocery stores so that people could go in and stand there 6 foot apart and buy their damn toilet paper if they could find it in stock.
Yeah, if they could find it. So yeah,
So-
and I mean, and then, that's not even. There's tons of them like that. Like, okay, another one that I found that was like that. This is a city in Texas trying to allow illegals to vote.
From Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I rise in support of Chairman Comer's resolution. The radical DC City Council is literally putting the integrity of our election system at risk. They've passed a bill to allow illegal immigrants, Chinese, Russian agents, foreign exchange students, and quite literally anyone else who finds themselves on the streets of DC in our nation's capital for longer than 30 days, the ability to vote in elections. This should not be a partisan issue, and you don't have to be a Republican to understand why this is wrong. Voting is a sacred right. Regardless of what was just said, voting is a sacred right. This ridiculous measure disenfranchises millions of legal American citizens and opens up our election system to a host of security issues. In fact, the mayor of DC didn't even sign this. Congress must pass this resolution today, but we should also move to pass my bill, H.R. 192, to make it clear to DC that they cannot ever allow non-citizens to influence our nation's capital. We're putting every single member, both Republican and Democrat, on the record about whether they support non-citizens voting. You know, of course, I urge the House and the Senate and President Biden to pass our bill, to pass this measure, to sign it into law immediately. And let me just say one thing in response to my colleague, who a few moments ago said, quote, "We brought back our worst possible instincts," I think, when referencing the Republican Party. This tells you everything you need to know. It tells you everything you need to know about Americans. Please listen up. This tells you everything you need to know, that the radicals want you to think that this is normal, and it's not. Americans deserve confidence in our election system and confidence in knowing only legal American citizens are casting their vote in elections here in this country. With that, I yield back.
And the bad thing is, Kerry Lake was fighting that over in Arizona when people from California were running across the border the day before, declaring residency and casting a ballot the next day in her election.
I mean,
think about it, folks.
I don't see. I mean, like Bad Intro said, you know, that's the most asinine thing ever was non-U.S. citizens being able to vote. Now, I could see if it's something like you were a non-citizen and served in Vietnam or something like that, and you notice, and then not getting your citizenship or not being able to vote or not being able to get your citizenship. I think if you diligently served in the military, then maybe that's how you should earn your citizenship or something like that. But you notice they stopped that New York one started off with the story about a Korean lady that had been there since she was 1 and her parents couldn't get it, but they finished off with migrants getting off the damn bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, that's
why the hell should they participate in our elections if they haven't been here long enough to even work and pay taxes? Oh, wait a minute.
But here's the thing. Give them work visas, then they could work and pay taxes.
There you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's all the Republicans blocking them from getting work visas and stuff like that, so-called. And that way, once again, they'd be the hero to, you know, Democrats once again would be the, I guess it's wearing off on the usual stuff that they try to talk about, you know, coming after the minorities. So now we'll have to go and get all these migrants in here and get them voting. You know, that's what happened.
And Eric is exactly right. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the real one. They're buying their votes by letting them into the country unchallenged.
Unchallenged, you know,
and
no
giving them a place to live, food to eat, medical treatments facilities, and cash to spend, which most of them are pocketing the cash and just stealing.
Yep. you know.
So
And,
there you go.
And like Bad Intro said, you know, he said the Democrats knew their policies would benefit them only. And after the destruction they caused, they would have to bring in new votes to outweigh their upset population. So their population now is just moving out to places like, say, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff, you know.
And that's because of the latest verdict against President Trump. Now all the business owners and all the investors in New York are like, well, hey, wait, if they can do this to President Trump,
yeah,
they can do it to us. And New York's, oh, no, we're not going to do it to you. Don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave.
But they're leaving in droves and going to Florida, Texas, Oklahoma.
I heard
Red
Sylvester Stallone is now moving out of Florida, Texas to Florida too. But somebody said he's had a place in Florida for a while. But okay, is this a joke there, Eric? On how you heard how to catch wild pigs?
Oh, he's going to have to enlighten me on that one. I don't know that one.
Yeah,
Wild pigs. Mm.
And then,
Zooey. No, okay.
Whoops.
Hog call is not it. Oh, when pigs fly.
Let's see. Nope. Oh, hey,
Hey,
cowgirl.
Rebel.
She calls me Rebel because I'm from the South now. So, or not now, but I'm from the South. So she started calling me Rebel.
Well,
So,
welcome, holy
'cause
cow girl.
I was talking about crazy Yankees. So,
But yeah, I mean, look at all the crazy mess that's going on.
and I mean, well,
When
I'm
we-
going to show
we
one
have-
more.
We have
Go
some
ahead.
showed you headline facts and video facts. It's not a conspiracy, it's a conspiracy fact. They're destroying our country
It's-
from
well-
within. And that's their agenda ever since they started.
Yep.
So let's
Well,
see
it's
what
been going
Chad's
on for.
dug up for us.
So this is from California. Considers granting illegal immigrants the right to vote. No surprise, it's from KTLA, one of Los Angeles's biggest news stations. Well, let's see what they have to say.
Santa Ana could become the latest city in the country to allow non-citizens to vote at the ballot box. Non-citizens are prohibited from voting in federal elections.
But municipalities in Maryland, Vermont, and here in California have allowed non-citizens to vote in local elections. Carlos
Yes,
Salcedo's
Joe.
in Santa Ana tonight, where the city council took up the issue. Carlos.
Good evening. As you know, Santa Ana has been a sanctuary city for undocumented immigrants since 2016. But a new proposal could take things to the next level by allowing non-citizens the right to vote in local elections. And as you can imagine, this has been met with mixed reactions.
Mayor, if I may just ask for the respect of our audience.
During public comment at Tuesday night's Santa Ana City Council meeting, impassioned remarks took center stage over a controversial item, one that could potentially allow non-citizens the right to vote in city council and mayoral election.
Non-citizens already vote. It's called a crime. It's called fraud. It's called unconstitutional.
I love when we have extreme right-wing folks show up to tell you what you shouldn't do, because throughout history, we have always had those folks denying the right to vote to many people of color.
Santa Ana City Council member Jonathan Ryan
it
Hernandez
got
and
shit
one of his
to do with
colleagues
your
have
color.
initiated a discussion about whether non-citizens, including those in the country illegally, should be allowed to vote in local city elections.
So I do believe
Hell
that
no.
non-citizen voting is a step in the right direction.
In a city where nearly 1/4 of its residents are non-U.S. citizens and who often work and pay taxes, Hernandez argues they should.
Taxation without representation is a value that America holds dear. And so we want to advance those values.
Go home.
I do believe that non-citizen voting in local elections is
Yeah, go
about
home and vote there.
increasing civic engagement.
But of course, not everyone shares that same viewpoint.
As a naturalized citizen, I had to wait 5 years, and when I took that oath for this country, I
Yep.
swore an allegiance for this country, to the Constitution and to the laws. And I believe that the citizens should be the ones who have the right and the privilege to vote.
Santa Ana isn't the
Very
first city
well
to
said.
look at expanding voting rights to non-citizens. In San Francisco, a judge struck down a law allowing non-citizens to vote in school board elections after opponents argued it diluted their vote and violated the California state constitution. But an appeals court recently reversed that decision, prompting Hernandez to move forward with his proposal. Now, no formal action is being taken tonight. It's just a discussion item to get the ball rolling. But if it is approved, then it could go before Santa Ana voters at a later date. Reporting live tonight in Santa Ana, Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
And there you have it, folks. It's not just on the East Coast. It's on the West Coast, too. They're losing people, too.
Yep. And they're losing them. You can't even, from what I've understood, you can't even get a U-Haul to go out of California right now.
Out of Cali.
People are leaving.
Oh, they're paying
And,
people big money to come out and pick up U-Hauls and drive them back.
Right. And it's like that. It starts out with local elections and then moves on forward from there. And like that lady said, she spent 5 years getting nationalized or legalized, I guess. So why in the heck? And that's something I feel bad for all these immigrants that come in the legal way, is because they're pretty much trying to step on their toes and say, it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like,
all they're trying to do is circumvent the law.
Yeah.
They're trying to slap them in the face because they did these things right way. They're just the immigrants that are coming across the border now are pushing their way into our society and demanding the same equal rights as every natural born citizen of the United States. And it's wrong.
Yep.
But it's all to push an agenda for the Democrat Party.
And once
to
again,
destroy our country.
Why are you so worried about illegals voting instead of worried about fixing the fentanyl crisis and everything? Because there's people like around, what's it called? It's in Philadelphia, that part of Philadelphia to where it actually looks like a zombie town. Kensington,
oh,
I
yeah.
think. So, I mean, and they've got live cameras up there all the time just showing how bad it looks. And you can tell, I mean, they literally, they can't even stand up straight anymore because of
the fentanyl.
Yeah, they're
epidemic.
so used to sleeping and not being able to lay down. They can't even stand up straight or lay flat on their backs anymore because of all that stuff. And
the same thing's going on in Portland, Seattle.
Yeah.
Tacoma. San Diego. Matter of fact, they just cleaned everything up, and Nancy Pelosi's hometown just so Xi Jinping can come over and visit and snub his nose at Biden and go have lunch with the fellas from Silicon Valley. So let's think about it, folks.
It tells you who's important because they clean it all up when somebody comes. But, you know, I wonder if they'd clean up if Trump came to visit. You know,
no, hell no.
They better, because he'd be able to show them even more here.
But, you know, there's other factors in this, too. People are leaving the Democrat Party. They are turning their backs on the Democrat Party.
They don't even know how to handle that. They don't know what to. Even Bill Maher says that he still hates Trump, but he thinks Trump's going to win this because of all that. And I knew this would happen sooner or later, that all this stuff would end up just collapsing on him because, you know, people just you try to please everybody and it's going to try to collapse on you because they try to please all these minority groups. And by minorities, I say, you know, blacks, Hispanics, you know, people that, well, I mean, a lot of cities the Hispanics are the majority now anyway.
All the non-Caucasians.
Well,
I'll get it right in a minute.
About LGBTQ, all of them. And
all the alphabet kids, yeah.
And then now feminists are waking up and being like, hey, we fought hard for, even the gays and lesbians are come back and it was like, we fought hard for these rights. And now you're pretty much coming and making fun of them, you know? And, let's see, not that I'm a Trump worshiper like so many, but I'm seriously concerned that Gavin Newsom will be the next president. If
Nikki Haley stays in the race, he may very well be.
Yeah.
Because the only reason she's in the race now is to split the vote in the Republican Party to make it easier for the Democrats to win in the primaries.
And I'm no Trump worshiper either, but Trump's an asshole, to be honest. I mean, Trump, but that's how he.
I didn't vote for Trump because he was an absolute angel. I voted for him for his strong business skills and to conduct business on our best behalf.
Me too. Me too. So I didn't go by.
I look at California. If you want the rest of the United States to look like California with a mass exodus, go ahead.
Exactly. So I mean, it's
hideous over there.
This is off topic for what we've been talking about with all this, but this just shows to me, once again, we're coming back, not conspiracies, but you can tell it's an election year, because here we go with the gun violence, or here we go with praising or it's all the guns' fault. This one didn't even fit the narrative. This was the Kansas City thing. And
oh yeah.
Let's take a look at this real quick. This is a short video. But this is crazy to me. So
run with scissors and bad intro, you're absolutely right.
Fundraiser for Kansas City Super Bowl raid shooter. Well, it said the fundraiser reportedly raised $100 for his medical bills before he was charged with second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon on February 20th. So he pulled his gun first in the parade day shootout that left 1 dead and 22 others injured. Really?
That asshole needs to rot under the jail.
Telling cops I shouldn't have done that, just being stupid. Well, I'm
no, you were being a complete fucking dumbass.
Yes. So how do you?
Hey,
that's
just
not
be
being
stupid.
Pulling the gun out.
That's being
would have been stupid. Shooting everybody and shooting 22 people, or hitting 22 or 23, I guess, in total, and then having to be tackled to the ground, and then they were trying to make it
Chiefs fans.
Yeah. By 2 Chiefs fans.
And I'm going to tell you, my hat's off, if I had a hat on right now, to those Chiefs fans. Go Chiefs!
Then they were trying to downplay. They were trying to make it, one of the news stations even tried to make it out like the people who tackled him were wrong.
Yeah, they were just trying to stop somebody who committed a crime against humanity from escaping and eluding police.
Yeah, Scissor says, I live in Bakersfield. It is the hub of human trafficking. It's horrible. Don't forget car theft and assaults plus murder. Yep. And I seen that once again, businesses are running like crazy out of Southern California too, due to the same kind of stuff. And I mean, businesses are even closing, not because they can't find workers, not because they're getting robbed, but their business attracts the people in there because they know they're going to be in, or even carjackings right out in the dang drive-through lines.
Yeah, you can't go through a drive-through out there.
So, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad. And once again, let's blame the guns. It's the guns' fault.
It's the gun's fault, not the people, not the mental stability of the operator of the gun.
So this is Colion Noir. If you like guns, you probably already follow him, but he is very pro 2A. He is a lawyer, and now he goes around talking about guns all the time. Let's see. She says in Oakland, Denny's In-N-Out Burger has closed because of the crime. Yeah, I seen all about I didn't see as much about Denny's, but I did see about In-N-Out Burger. And they pretty much were closing up due to the crime, all the crime, because one person they interviewed said that he's been robbed 4 times at that In-N-Out Burger.
Yep.
And he's saying it doesn't matter where you go in Oakland, that's what's going to happen. So
Now, who wants to work these places when you stand the chance of getting robbed, mugged, and killed?
Well, I've never had In-N-Out Burger, but it must be pretty dang good if you're willing to get robbed there 4 times and keep going back. So
Nothing to write home about, I promise you.
yeah, and then now people are complaining about it being food deserts and stuff like that because these businesses are closing and stuff, and that's happening all over the place. But here's Coleon Noir, and he's got what the Kansas City mayor said about the shooting. So
let's roll it.
In response to the shooting that took place at the Super Bowl celebration in Kansas City, the mayor, Quentin Lucas, had this to say.
But it's also important that we figure out a way to prevent. When you have 850 officers and folks who will act recklessly nearby them, who can still get off enough rounds to hit almost 24 people within just a matter of moments, that tells us that the guns, the types of guns that we have and their accessibility, easy availability is a problem. And that's a conversation that I will continue to have as long as I have some megaphone with which to share it. If there is not a metal detector walking in, if there is not the sort of thing, frankly, that a parade just doesn't allow, then how can we ever fully be safe in a city, a state, and perhaps a country where we know that people are freely walking around with AR-15s, with modified handguns, with switches, with any number of issues, or frankly, even just your old classic revolver. Right. If we know that one can act with impunity with that,
you even know what a revolver
is, we'll ever be fully as safe as I think we'd like to idealize ourselves to be.
Even though this mayor was trying to turn this into an anti-gun statement, what he actually did was explain precisely why gun-free zones and gun control laws don't work. You see, he's speaking as if all the guns in the situation were legal. The reports literally say a Glock 9mm handgun found near Mays was reported stolen from a location in Kansas City. The reports also say 2 juveniles were charged in the mass shooting at Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Last I checked, juveniles aren't allowed to carry firearms in Kansas City. Yet, that didn't stop these juveniles from not only getting a gun, but carrying it on them.
Imagine that. Sorry, Cole.
Imagine that.
Imagine that the guns they're using are already illegal.
They were stolen. They were stolen, people.
Yeah.
Criminals are not going to follow gun rules. The only rules that are going to get followed are by the people who want to follow them.
Right. How many people are driving around with no license driving cars? Oh, wait a minute. You're not supposed to have drugs in the car either.
10,000 of them.
At least.
No, 10 million of them.
10 million of them would be more right like it. But yeah, I mean.
Because they're out there stealing cars and clothes and whatever.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and let him finish. So,
at the event where there were 800 police officers patrolling the celebration, you really think if they made the celebration a gun-free zone, people involved in this shooting weren't going to carry a gun?
No guns, no knives, right?
No, because they're stupid and they don't care. I'm not calling them stupid. One of the people involved in the shooting called himself stupid. Spiking said in the documents that Mays admitted he opened fire. Stupid, man. He quoted the defendant as saying, "Just pulled a gun out and started shooting. I shouldn't have done that. Just being stupid."
And that's just stupid.
Oh,
yeah, that's just stupid.
You know, I take that back. I am calling them stupid because this entire shooting happened over
He's a fucking dumbass.
Who are you staring at?
A staring competition.
A staring.
What the heck?
Why
are
don't
y'all
you just
thinking?
ball your fists up and beat the hell out of each other?
No shit.
That's what a good fisticuffs beats a damn gunfight at any time. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I mean,
but oh, wait a minute. We have too many damn pussies out there who are scared to throw a damn punch.
Oh yeah,
and can't take one.
Instead. We got to pull a gun instead. But
I'm sorry, I'm a Gen X. That's we just took care of business.
Yeah, me too. So I mean,
they shot each other and other people over a staring competition.
He's staring at you.
The argument began when two groups of people grew agitated over the belief that people in the other group were staring at them, according to affidavits from police. Surveillance video shows Mays and someone with him aggressively approached the other group, police say. This isn't about stupid people doing stupid times for stupid reasons in stupid ways because they're stupid. That doesn't mean you just go taking away people's ability to protect themselves because stupid people would also get the same rights. You know how many stupid people have the right to vote? Driving isn't exactly
He's
right,
got
but
a
we still let
point.
stupid people drive cars on public roads. This utopic dream of a world with no guns and somehow things will be safer, it's just goofy. It's a fantasy that politicians sell because people always buy this utopic dream. This happened because the people involved were stupid and they didn't fear the consequences of their actions. So the better question to ask is, why don't they fear the consequences of their actions? Maybe because they know there will be no consequences. But probation for crimes as serious as armed robbery and assault, voluntary manslaughter, and even murder is granted often in Jackson County Circuit Court, a detailed analysis by the Star has revealed. Some hardened criminals are left off the hook multiple times. This doesn't shock me though, because the Democrats in Kansas City have long held a significant dominance of politics throughout the city. And in the last 100 years, only 4 Republicans have served as mayor. I say all of that to say, of course this mayor is going to try to use the Second Amendment as a scapegoat. He's part of the party that basically runs the city. And if they don't use the Second Amendment as their scapegoat, they'd have to admit a lot of this violence is because of their policies. One more time, just want to let you guys know, remember that right now, shout out Mr. Coleon Noir.
There you go. There's the reason they don't want to admit they're party in it.
And guess what? He was elected in a local election.
Yep.
So let's blame this. You know, let's
But
blame
you know
the guns
what?
again.
I have to give a big shout out before we do our super special video to our Teamsters. And a lot of my friends don't approve of Teamsters. I'm a Teamster. I didn't approve of their funding directions last 4 elections. I do, however, approve of this one. Oh my goodness. It just did my heart good to see this come up on newsfeed. Oh, let me get down here to it. I think it's that one.
Yep.
Washington, the Teamsters Political Action Committee breaks decades of president last month when the union leadership voted to approve $45,000 donation, which is the legal limit they can contribute to the Republican National Committee Convention Fund. Oh my gosh. They finally got their head out of their butts. Finally. I said no to the last 4 elections. Don't send that money over to the D side. Send it to the R side. Split it up. I don't care. Just don't send it all over there. They did it anyway.
And I'm going to
They're
do
waking up.
I just want to do a real quick screenshot and some of the truckers in Michigan and pretty much the north central United States. I know a few of them on here probably are, but Ruth shared this. So here's how they're doing in Michigan today. 74 today and 9-degree wind chill tomorrow. So
talking about Mother Nature and Old Man Winter having a damn hot flash attack.
No kidding. That is okay, Ruth. You can keep that weather up there. Even though I think we are supposed to get cold again. But
yeah, we got a front moving in here. I can feel it.
Yeah, maybe that's why I've got a headache today.
But for all you Biden loving fans we have on the chat right now,
I don't know if there are any, but
well, we got a special, very special song for y'all and a video.
Oh, yeah.
And no,
let's see.
It's not the original artist. It's not his voice. It's not AI, but we do have permission to show it.
This is the official video of Jokes on Go Woke, Go Broke by Jokes on Wokes. So let's see this video. I have not seen the whole thing yet. So Sally.
Oh, I have. I loved it. I watched it 3 times.
Dear Bud Light, dear CMT, we were happy as can be till you caved and bent the knee. Good luck coming back from that. Just tell us, what were you thinking? Fucking with the can we were drinking. Trade all you want, you're still sinking down. Fuck Bud Light, fuck CMT, yeah, fuck Target and fuck Disney. These hypocritical woke liberals know they're never gonna learn. It seems they're calling me stupid, calling me dumb, driving this song to #1. Should've known it by now. Fuck around and find out you joke. Go broke. Fuck Ford, fuck Adidas, fuck Netflix too. Fuck Starbucks, Barbie, Whoopi in the View. Fuck Biden, Kamala, AOC. Fuck Snuffleupagus, bitch down on Sesame Street. Can't take it no more. Give me Trump 22-4. Sleepy Joe, don't let the door. Hit your ass on the way out. Fuck Bud Light, fuck CMT, yeah, fuck Target and fuck Disney. These hypocritical woke liberals know they're never gonna learn. It seems they're calling me stupid, calling me dumb, driving this song to #1. Should've known it by now. Fuck around and find out you joke. Go broke. Well, fuck Bud Light, fuck CMT. The silent majority will tell you with the wallet. We didn't beat up Jussie Smollett. Fuck Bud Light, fuck CMT, yeah, fuck Target and fuck Disney. Damn, all these miserable fucking liberals know they're never gonna learn. It seems they're calling me stupid, calling me dumb, driving this song to #1. Should've known it by now. Fuck around and find out you joke. Go broke. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all. Go broke. Fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all, fuck 'em all.
And there you go. Yeah. I found that one early this morning after I finished my last run. And I'm like, we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yep.
If you want to download
That's
that
the first time
song,
I've-
send it out to somebody, go over to YouTube and look him up. Oh
Yeah,
my
look him up.
gosh. Look him up. I
And,
just subscribed to him myself. He is fabulous. And that's for the people who don't like the rapper. I just absolutely love Tom McDonald, Nova Rockefeller. Here's my new country one. And no, that was not
There's-
Jason Aldean. It was not an AI. We don't know exactly who it was.
Well, the artist says it's Jokes
we
on
appreciate
Woke. I think he has a few of them out. So
I am checking
And-
in from Chickasha, Oklahoma tonight, Eric.
you're in
I actually
Oklahoma.
got home on my day off.
And for the people watching on YouTube that are friends of mine, if you noticed, I kept my Cousin Eddie emoji up there.
He does
because
look like Cousin Eddie.
the people on YouTube say that I look like Cousin Eddie.
You
So,
do. That's
uh,
that's a hilarious thing you do. We just got to get you the little flappy ears. We'll have to.
Um,
I'll have to go up north and get you a set and send it back down to you.
Supposedly, one of the people that I follow is supposed to send me some, but I'm afraid to give him my address. I told him he can find my address if he wants to, but he's thinking about sending me a whole Halloween costume so that I'll do a live in the Cousin Eddie thing, or they're saying I could make money by going out and just acting like Cousin Eddie and doing shorts of Cousin Eddie. So, yep. See, even Scissors is like, you do, Chad. So
There you go.
I kept my little back screen emoji, and Sally was like, I was like, oh, I got to change that because I still had it up. I was going to come up as Cousin Eddie.
I'm like, no, just keep it.
And Sally's like,
Just
no,
keep
just
it.
keep it. You do look like Cousin Eddie. So, call me Cousin Eddie. So,
Lord, it's been almost an hour.
yeah,
And I don't know if y'all have enjoyed it, but I have enjoyed the heck out of tonight's show.
yeah,
I've loved bringing you all the information I could find, and I could probably dig up a lot more, and we could have a 3 or 4 hour show.
we probably could. I know we went
So-
about 3 hours last time with the panel, but I didn't alert everybody about it on YouTube this time. So, and I don't know what happened last week, but we didn't have hardly anybody here from Facebook on here. And even my mom said she didn't get a message. So,
So, anyway, folks, we love you. And just remember, sometimes in life, just to do what's right, you just got to say, truck it.
Truck it.
See you next week, folks.
See you next week. Y'all all have a great night, and I'll probably talk to some of y'all later. So have a good night, everybody.
Night. We love you.